What is up, everybody? The time has finally come for the championship match of my first ever Advanced Wars by Web tournament, the Infantry Cup. We've said a lot about these two players, Ekahard and Trinomir. They've battled their way from a field of 64 and now have taken aim at each other at my favorite map in the game, one of my favorite maps in the game, in Stitch Monster V2 or hey Ekahard, do you remember the name of this map?
Yes, definitely. This is Settles at Stillwater V3.
Aha, Settles of Stillwater. That's right, and as you guys just heard, I'm joined by Ekahard himself, who's going to do a little commentary with us.
Yes, Ekahard here. I'm the green player on the north.
That's right. Okay, so I know originally I said the winner of this game is going to be on the mic with me, but actually, you know, Trinomir has made it clear he doesn't really want to talk on camera, and Ekahard, he's fine with it. So I reached out to him, and I actually have no idea who won this game. And just because you're hearing his voice doesn't mean he won this game. Kind of have an idea of who won, just kind of based on the back and forths I've had with both players, but I truly don't know, and neither do you guys. So the winner will be a surprise. Okay, Ekahard. So before we start, how do you think how do you think you played in this game compared to your other games? You think you're on your A game, or do you think you could have played a little bit better?
I think I was definitely on par with the other two games. I was playing at the maximum try-hard mode, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Move planner, was the move planner used?
Move planner was used for more than 2 hours on each of the games before the match even starts.
That's great. I love that. Okay, so you and I actually played a game on this map, and you and I played a game on this map, and you had a very interesting opening. Are we going to see that on this matchup?
Definitely. That was the opening meant for Trinomir. I just wanted to use it a second time.
Well, it worked like a charm. I messaged you and I said, "What the?" I just said, "You got to be like smoking crack with this opening, right?" And you guys will be able to see it. It's something like I guarantee you've never seen on this map before. So before we get into that, I of course always want to intro the CO. So you can't see because you're just seeing the screen, but in front of me I have a synopsis of Drake, and I'm going to break him down very quickly because I've covered him multiple times on this channel. Naval units gain +1 movement and +25 defense. Air units lose -20% attack, which could actually be pretty detrimental on this map. I found that battlecopters and bombers can actually get a lot of work done on this map because the income is so high you can actually afford to make them. His CO power, Tsunami, and in the new game it's called Squall. All enemies lose 1 HP. Global damage for 4 stars. That's actually pretty good. Man, I never considered that was global damage for 4 stars. That is a pretty powerful move. And then their fuel is actually going to be cut in half, which on a big map like this, I could see that leading to some sticky situations. Now there is cities all over, so your likelihood of being able to refuel is pretty high, and with the fact that your lander has to be on that port every turn to pick up your units anyway, your lander's never really going to run out of fuel. And his super CO power for 3 more stars is Typhoon, double the devastation for only 3 more stars. All units will lose 2 HP and half of their fuel, but the weather changes to rain for a day. And so a couple things here, Ekahard. One, can you actually, and this is talking about me personally, can you tell me how rain works in this game? From my understanding, rain actually causes Fog of War to shrink by another tile. And then there's some sort of movement. There's some sort of movement debuff, but I'm not 100% sure. Do you know?
Yes, I know it. The debuff on vision is just 1 tile, except if your vision for that unit is already at the minimum, which is 1 tile. Yeah. This affects Sonja as well, but doesn't make her a normal CO. She still had that 1 extra vision, which with rain she just becomes a normal vision. CO.
Okay.
And as for the movement, I know that most vehicles become slower in planes.
Okay.
But copters don't get slowed down as they do in snow.
Like in snow, I see. But if you're playing Sturm, snow affects or rain affects him like snow, or no, snow affects him normally.
I believe that's the case. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't
cool.
really see the matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you really barely see it. Okay, so I gotta be honest. I just now realized why Drake might be a pretty advantageous pick on this map. But can you break down why you decided to go Drake instead of what I definitely thought would be the overwhelming pick, a mirror matchup in Kindle? So why Drake over Kindle?
So it's just a straight answer of map size. I know that in map size, if the map size is big, it's pretty impossible to beat a global damage CO.
That is very true. The bigger the map, the more units are going to be on the field, and of course, when the more units are on the field, a global CO will hit for that much more. I will say this, something that I didn't realize, you could there's a lot more you can do with your extra movement on your lander, correct?
Yes, there are slightly more that you can do.
Yes.
Mainly, you can protect the comm tower if you move an extra unit, if you put a tank on there.
Oh, so you can double up and you can get to the comm tower.
Yes.
Oh, so perhaps we'll see this in the game, but how I play the game, and I think how people in a lower elo like myself play the game play this map is your lander is used one turn on your base. You produce 2 units on this factory and this factory. You drive them on, then you drive them over. Your maximum amount of move, if you're not Drake or Sammy, will bring you to this tile in which and then at that point you drop off 1 and 2 of your units, and then you drive back, and you do that every other turn. But what you're saying is sometimes you'll take your lander, and because you're Drake, you'll end here or here, and then you'll drive to this tile and drop something off up here. You'll take the extra move?
No, that's not the case.
Oh.
So if you go to those previous tiles and drop a tank, you can see that in 6 spaces going around the back, you can reach the comm tower.
Okay, so you're here and you're here. Oh, so you're here, you drop off your tank and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, right? Because if you're here and your tank is here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes, that would be one possible route, but the better route, and this is also in a territory where Drake gets another advantage. If you go to that first tile you mentioned, right? Now from there, with the extra move, you can go to the other seaport. And then from that other seaport, you can
Oh my god, here?
Down. Yes. And then from there, you can go straight down and count the tiles. One more.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can go here.
You drop a tank.
Oh.
And now that tank is able to defend the comm tower.
Wow. That is some really cool tech. Wow. Very, very cool. Okay. Damn. I love that. You can do a lot more with Drake on this map. This is really cool. I never even thought to throw... Because what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god. I never even realized that. This map is badass, man. I love this map. Man, I never even realized you could do that. That is really cool. And then this one, actually, it's more efficient because then you can pump out units like, oh, here. Oh my god, man! Wow, I never realized that. Okay, so we've talked the map up a lot, but now let's let your play do the talking. Let's get into the game. Here we go. Turn 1, Ekahard opens up with double infantry. So tell me why you opened up with double infantry, Ekahard? Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, that's standard.
I know. I'm kidding. Yeah, great opening. Impeccable. Trainery will come in and do the same. He waits his black boat, and then interesting. So both players have opted to bring your lander onto the harbor. Now, originally when I would play this map, I would capture the harbor first, then bring their lander in, then ship it out. But the more I played and the more I got beat, the more I saw people bringing their lander in initially and then getting their first infantry shoveled out. That's like a tempo boost, right? It's just to boost the tempo.
That's definitely the most popular option, but I've seen at least a dozen replays on this map to study this, and I've seen all the other possible variations see some play at high level as well. So don't shy away from any particular route.
Okay. Very cool. Okay, so this one comes in. So you don't really take your extra movement, right? But you just drop it off here because it doesn't really matter.
I actually did take the extra movement if you noticed, if you look closely. Want to see it again?
Let's see. Oh, he drove through the shoal. I see. Okay, swag strats. I see. Very cool. I'm positioning this to grab the factory, and you'll go more infantry. Trinomir will push out here, and he does not take his. He doesn't. Trinomir actually doesn't take his extra movement. Yeah, see, he just or does he? I don't know. No, he doesn't. But drops it off there regardless. He'll go double infantry. You'll come in, and then. Oh, okay. Yeah. You skipped this port.
Oh yeah, but I'll capture it soon enough.
Okay. So you skipped the initial capture on this port. That's interesting. I think, a normal player, a lower elo player, would begin capturing this right away because it's one move away from the infantry. And then check this out. We do have a turn 3 recon for Eckhart. We've seen early recons on this map before in replays that I have shown, I believe. But just turn 3 to throw that out there might be a little much. We'll see if that pays off for him. So Trinomir has driven back and just loaded his infantry into a weighted lander. I have to assume Eckhart is now going to load this infantry into here and drop off 2 of them next turn. But obviously, a clearer play would be to push an infantry out here, grab this port, start capturing this port next turn, and then shuffling another infantry into there. Obviously, the way he's doing it now, he's going to be shuffling 2 infantry over to the island. And Eckhart, you won't be able to do that because there's only 1 infantry in range, but you will begin capturing this next turn, I would have to assume. So yeah, just like we said, and then this is probably pushing all the way up, and then you drop it off here. I have to assume you're coming for this city over here.
Yes, I am.
Okay, and we will see that soon enough. You push out, gonna grab another. You're still not capturing this. I guess that makes sense, right? Because you're gonna capture this, start capturing this and this next turn. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Aha! See, I'm really good at hindsight. I don't know what people are doing in the moment, but then after they do it, I'm like, aha! I could have thought of that. So, Trinomir not really taking his extra move. Is there any reason he's doing that? Because he could come up here. Is it that he just doesn't need to?
I think what he's doing is copying his exact movements about his match versus Rhizomatic, which I've gotten to see.
Oh.
They're the exact same movements, and he was not playing Drake that time. That's why he's not taking extra move.
Oh, okay. So he said, and right, because he really doesn't need it, because he's there anyway. Okay, so day 5 rolls in, and man, you are pushing hard for this, to defend this area. And we can see that Trinomir has made no recons, at this point, and you're not worried about a tank yet, So, do you think it was a mistake on Trinomir's part to not pump out an early game recon?
I think it's a very minor mistake, if it's a mistake at all. Tanks are just that good.
Okay. So he's just saving up for a tank. Makes sense. But I mean, you're going to get some nice harass here. like uncontested harass. Am I right?
Yes, as that recon has the main job of reconnaissance, but also harass if there's any greedy infantry, like if it were to capture that city the next turn.
Right. It's natural for him to push up to the city, though, right? Or if you were in this position, would you be scared of the recon and not push up? Well, I guess we'll see with this infantry over here.
You won't actually see, because as player 1 and player 2, I behave differently. As player 1, I would be greedy because no early infantry would be able to interrupt me. As player 2, however, I would be more cautious.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, so we push on, you'll grab that port, and you do push up. So you're not afraid of the Trinomir recon? What's up with that?
No, it can't have traveled there yet.
Oh, really? Even if you made it on turn 3?
Trinomir has only had 4 turns at this point.
Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Wow, that is gaming. And look at this. This is how a pro player moves his lander, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can see, it's a serpentine pattern. That is actually to scare Trinomir, as Trinomir is known to be afraid of snakes. That's actually a little bit of lore. And you pop another recon. You're not saving up for a tank. Can you talk a little bit about this decision? Where is this going to go?
So whenever you're building infantries and recons or tanks, you can sacrifice a tank to build 2 recons. And this is a line I look into in many maps. And on this one, I chose to go for it because I certainly want Trinomir to start spamming response to these recons in the north, in the disconnected side.
Aha. So this will push out to the north to back up this recon, and you're saying you would like him to, push out a response up here so you can, just be left alone, if you will, down here.
Yeah, I set a pace for the match if I control where he goes.
Yes, that's true. Then you are literally in the driver's seat as he has to respond. Okay, Trinomir. Day 5 rolls in for Trinomir. Pushes out, all standard stuff, and then see, so he doesn't get greedy, and I think any normal player would see this line, right? Well, I'll just grab this tower because this is in range. This is in range of this, and this is in range of this. I'm capturing 3 buildings. But that is not the case. Trinomir realizes there could easily be a recon up here and does not do that. Instead, pushes out of range of the recon and can begin capturing a much safer property. That is good tech right there. That's definitely something I have to remember. Finally begins capturing his harbor. He will he will sneakily hide his lander in the shoals. And here we go. First tank for Trinomir. Have to imagine he is pushing it out here. There's no really other option besides perhaps loading it into a lander on this seaport. So now you really push up. Still unafraid of tanks, huh? You're not afraid of getting clocked by a tank. There's almost no chance that a tank is up here. In fact, there is no chance that a tank is in this area, correct?
I would see the tank, yes. And if a tank appears, notice it just spawned. Next turn is the earliest it could appear. If I don't see a tank there next turn, it's safe to go and attack those infantry.
Yes. Okay. But perhaps he's hiding in this forest. Does the movement not work out for that?
Oh, no. That's the earliest tank, the one he has there.
Yes. Okay.
So there's no risk.
Nice. Okay. Wow. Amazing. Okay. So early game, another recon. So this is what you're talking about. This is what you're talking about when you talk about you can grab 2 recons instead of 1 tank. And look at this. You are going to absolutely slam into his infantry with pretty high damage recons. Okay, so you push out and just more infantry. So no tank yet. This is gonna chew through you over here, but it is only 1 tank to 3 recons, which is exactly what you're talking about. And with this road movement, it actually has 6 movement. These recons can fly out of here. Trinomir begins capturing pretty routine stuff. He'll probably load in 2 infantry into there next turn. Or perhaps an infantry and a tank. Aha! So now perhaps he is going to reinforce this side of the map. Okay, he goes double infantry. Will end his turn. You'll hop on your comm tower. I mean, pretty early. This was good infantry movement. However, you have forwent these 2 buildings, but you did capture an advanced building. So that's actually pretty huge. Do you think that so you're player 1? You think player 1 has an advantage on this map?
I've talked with a few players, and we all think there is a slight advantage for the first player.
Interesting. So what can Advanced Force by Web do to balance that out? Something needs to be done to player 2. Perhaps, I don't know, another infantry. Perhaps they can start them out with another, one of these, like, say this harbor. I guess that would make a whole lot of sense. But you think there should be something done to balance this map out?
Yes, for this map in particular, I think that city that I captured that I said I couldn't capture as player 2, it needs to be moved or removed so that there isn't that difference at least. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's because this is a big difference. And with your movement, yeah, like, so you forewent this this to, push onto a comm tower, which is smart. But you're going to be missing a lot of income from this city from day to day. So I suppose that's the trade-off. Oops, I did not mean to do that. You hop on the comm tower, you get ready to load in some units into your lander, and then your recons fly out of the gate, and then here we go. The absolute harassment of Trinomir's infantry begins now. However, it'll be responded to pretty quickly by this tank, I believe. And then here you go. That's your first tank. You say, I'm going to need some tanks. Yeah, here we go. So this is the response. And he doesn't leave an infantry behind to begin capturing this. I suppose this one. But man, this is like... ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at like very advanced movement for this map. Me and my chimp brain would just go, duh, you captured this, and then you captured this, and then you captured this. But both players, so Eckhart actually has nabbed it, but Trinomir's movement involves him not even capturing this, and it's day 7. I would capture this. I would begin capping this on day 2, because that's day 3, I suppose. Day 4. I don't know. Just ignore everything that I'm saying. So
you could use the very first infantry for day 2 capture there.
Yeah, I could, but even I loaded into the lander. Even I do that. Okay, so yeah, and here's your response, and very smart by Trinomir. You don't see a tank here, but I'm guessing you're anticipating a tank here at this point. What's your thought?
My thought there was, depending on where that last infantry moves, he will lose vision of my recon if I attack from the road the next turn.
Oh, I see. Oh, see, that's genius. Because even if I was a little bit smarter, I'd go, okay, well, now a tank might be here, so I'm just going to run away. But, oh man, the foresight for the vision is why you've won so many games. So now he, I don't know if he, so he didn't get himself trapped, but he now has vision of you. Where can this tank go? I see. So
you have 2 vision.
Right. So this only has 2 vision. You can drive this here and shoot on this, but then he can re-grab vision and then drive the tank over.
But he wouldn't be able to finish it off with a tank infantry strike.
What? A tank on roads? Would Drake not be able to do that?
I think it was like a 10% chance that I would die, but wow. I'm gonna take those odds.
Yeah, that is amazing. So you will probably take the engagement. I see. And if you move over here, it can't be a tank infantry finish off because he needs to grab vision of you first.
That's correct.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's good tech right there. So you don't drop off your tank and infantry, and if this is your first video watching the channel, I doubt it. But it's a championship game. You might have just looked up Advanced Wars by Web Championship, and this came up. Okay, so you do take this engagement, but in Advanced Wars by Web, you can drop off and pick up units and then use your movement. It was a bug in the code. People complained about it. They fixed it, and then everyone said, you know what? It kind of makes Advanced Wars by Web unique. So what Ekahard is doing here is next turn he will drop both of his units off and then drive it back, because in this version of the game you can do it. Never mind, he's just dropping them. He's just dropping them off right now. But as you can see, you can move and then take different actions and then drop off. Is what I'm trying to say. Man, talk about counting your eggs before your chickens hatch. So here you have Drake. Minus 20% attack to battlecopters, and you don't just build another tank to back up these recons? What's the thought process?
My thought process is simple. A early copter has more opportunities to strike before an anti-air gets there, and I don't see any recons. He's probably spamming these tanks. I want to counter that. Once he sees my copter, he backs off with his tanks for a moment so that I can bring my own tanks, and that way I mitigate any advantage he gets from the sheer tank spam.
Genius.
I'll be building.
Awesome. Oh man, so smart. Damn. That is like some mastermind level creativity. So I was gonna say he takes the bait, but it's not necessarily bait. This is the right move for Tryndamere, right? To take this engagement?
Yes, that is, but the mistake was done when the infantry did not move to the green tile beneath the city.
Oh, it could have moved here? What's the difference?
No, it could have moved to the right.
The green tile beneath the city?
Yeah, immediately. Yeah, you can see it in the replay because my recon was there, the other green tile.
Oh, why would he move it here? What's the difference between here and here?
He would have vision of the recon.
Right, but he gets vision of the recon by moving onto the silo.
Yeah, but he can attack with the tank first and then finish it off with the infantry, which is very important.
Oh, the turn before. I see what you're saying. Oh, he could have gone 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, that is so cool. But and at this point now, this recon's job is to provide vision, which it's going to do a good job of. And with 1 health, who cares how much health it has? It still gets all of his vision. So, smart play by Ekahard. Very smart play. Ekahard begins capturing. He'll load an infantry into this lander. And look at the tanks. Look at the tanks, guys. I mean, this could be pretty bad. I mean, this could go pretty south for you pretty quick, right? I mean, this is a big strike force. How are you going to deal with 3 tanks down here? Battlecopter, yes, but minus 20% attack, and now we'll call it minus 10 because of the comm tower. And then 1 tank. Is Ekahard going to be able to defend this onslaught? This is definitely worrying if you're an Ekahard fan. If you're a Tryndamere fan, you got your face painted black and white, and you're, crushing your beer in your hand because you're so excited, and you're screaming and pointing at the screen, and dip a huge, tortilla chip in your queso. My fiance makes really good queso, so that's kind of our go-to party snack. Okay, so Ekahard just, looking to probably load in some infantry into these next turn. And then, yeah, I mean, as far as, middle gameplay goes, at this point we're at day 9. We're in the quote-unquote, mid-game. So, I don't know if there's a whole lot of strategy, but get some free harass over here. This was definitely a nice pickup for you, Ekahard. And then here comes the tanks for Ekahard. Is perhaps 1 tank will reinforce the north and 1 tank reinforce the south? We will see, and we will get Ekahard's opinion on exactly what he does next turn. But for now, Tryndamere moves out. He'll boost his infantry. Income is In favor of Trinomir, we'll swing back bigly as Ekahard is in the process of capturing 5 buildings. Trinomir now 3. So Trinomir will still have a lead. No, they'll be tied next turn. They will be tied. Never mind. Ekahard's got a recon that's not in range of this harass. Trinomir will be picking up both of those cities, and here comes another tank. So Ekahard, do you remember our game? Because now that the cat's out of the bag with the multiple recons, during your and my game, I was met with 3 recons right here. I could see all 3 of them. And I messaged you, and I said, what the fuck are you doing? So what mistake did I make in my movement to this beach? Do you remember a whole lot of our game? Can you briefly speak on, something that I did wrong?
So what happened in our game is that the recons, which had the possibility of overrunning that area or forcing a bit too many tanks, you totally fell for what I wanted to cause there, which was to make you make many tanks there, and then you didn't want to approach because you would risk these tanks, and then I would get the medal, and you know what happens after that. But yeah, the recons overwhelming the infantry was precisely the incentive to cause tanks to come up there.
Some would say you played me like a fiddle. Absolute chicanery, masterminded chicanery. So Trinomir is pulling his tanks into the into the middle of the map, and he's got kind of a foothold in this block, kind of these 2 blocks of buildings. You'll soon come in with 2 infantry, but you don't have response to these tanks. So I'm curious to see your infantry movement. And oh my god, bye recon. Is this worth it? What makes this worth it?
What makes it worth it is, partially the vision, and then he'd have to stop capturing entirely. He'd have to put a tank there if he wants to finish off my recon, which may not be entirely worth it. And then I also get to strike the other infantry with the recon you see above.
Right now? You'll come in. Oh my god! Look at this. I would have never seen something like this. You're completely right. If he wants to one-shot and finish off your recon, he needs to stop capturing. That's fucking genius. That's amazing. And then you've shut down his cap over here. Now suddenly you're in the driver's seat when it comes to this block of buildings. And that's all thanks to recon number 3. This recon number 3 came in ridiculously clutch. Shut down this cap, and now you're, Houston, we have launch. You're able to capture these 2 buildings. That is really, really cool recon tech. Holy moly. That being said, though, are you worried about, losing this comm tower? What if he has, a force over here? Are you not worried anymore because you see 2 tanks over here?
Yes, I'm not worried anymore because I see those 2 tanks.
Okay, cool. Very nice. So this tank is in a position to do what? You didn't necessarily push it out to the front lines. In fact, you've brought it back. What are you thinking with this tank?
So what I'm thinking here is that I'm actually worried about the medal because if someone wins the medal fight here, it no longer matters that I've caused a commotion up north and tried to separate the forces, because they would be able to connect through the middle. And if I lose the middle here, I lose any advantage I could have gotten here in the early game, and even worse, I'd be a tank down because I made 2 extra recons.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, very cool. But you have a secret up your sleeve in the form of a Drake battlecopter, which you will mobilize. You do mobilize it. Okay, so you bring it to the north. Trinomir will respond thusly. He will capture lots of buildings, and he is not up in income because of he will be in a second, subject to change, as you have these 2 buildings on lock. And he does opt to stop capturing. He will grab vision. I'm sure Trinamir wants to take a shot at this recon. He's confident you don't have a tank in the area because of the sheer amount of recons that he's seen. So he drives a tank in to grab vision of this area, and then he'll follow up. Oh, he can't follow up with this tank, so I wonder why he drove this in here. Just to perhaps bully you off, perhaps to get vision. And he is doing some tomfoolery there. A little layup, and then he loads back in for perhaps a slam dunk. Any basketball enjoyers in the chat? I don't really like basketball. That's pretty much all I know. 3-point shot. Okay, enough. Trinamir will capture both of these cities, thrice of these cities, and then yeah, I mean, like, stuff like this is like, it's crazy how this is high level, right? Because like you haven't captured this yet, and for most people this is like on the way to these properties, but you haven't even touched it. Surely now you will begin capturing it, but it's just like, it's crazy to see high level stuff on a map like this. I mean, this is a high level map, you know. So then you decided to go to triple tank. You know, it's too bad with Drake. You're not going to see any naval combat on this map. There's no room for a battleship unless you're in a really big pinch and you need to defend your HQ. Then you could make a battleship, but like at that point, the game's probably over. Your black boat is in ruins. So we have day 11 with not a lot of engagements. Trinamir will finally start working on his comm tower, which, you know, he hasn't really needed, because, like I said, there hasn't been a lot of engagement. Oh, here we go. Trinamir getting greedy. Do you think this is a greedy move, Ekahard?
No, I don't think it's a greedy move. He's capturing that city and the one above.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the one above that. And I can't really stop both threats at once comfortably. Okay. If there were only one threat to face at a time,
yes,
I think it would be much more manageable. But going greedy in this way is much more effective.
Okay. All right. So on the board right now, you've finally gotten your tanks out. But Trinamir's tanks have been accumulating unchecked. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he's predicted he's predicted a battlecopter at the. Did he base skip? I don't. No, he didn't base skip. He rolled out a recon finally. And hold on. Okay, music back. We are so back, baby. Okay, we push out. So now, with all these tanks in the area, and you got this one measly one, looks like Trinamir's coming in. And I don't see that you have vision. I'd be concerned if I were you. Trinamir fans, it's just like, to them, it's just like they scored a touchdown or they hit a home run. I'm sure they're standing up, pumping their fists, you know. I like to imagine Trinamir fans as like, you know, when you watch a cartoon and they like do something medieval, they have like a cartoonishly big, what was it called? Like a turkey leg, and they rip it off like Vikings, and they're screaming. They're all bearded. They have really long hair. Oh, you're going in with the tank. So, first, can you give me your thoughts on Trinamir fans, and then can you give me your thoughts on this? Aren't you worried about getting hit by a tank?
Trinamir fans, I don't really have any thoughts formed. I'm thinking about these two menacing groups of tanks here, and
yes,
how I kind of deal with them, even though they're out of sight in this turn that's happening right now. So yes, I attacked over there with the tank because now I'm gonna strike with the copter there.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, any possible invisible group of tanks, which I see there is an additional 2 tanks out of sight there.
Yes.
They won't want to approach over there because of my copter. So I'm just glad that the copter was just that effective in warding off tanks.
Yeah, amazing. And if he wants to interrupt, he's going to have to grab vision first. This is cool. Trinamir has kind of painted himself into a corner. He's going to have to grab vision of this comm tower or let you get it, which that could be pretty bad. And, you know, this was looking bad over here, but you have managed to get 2 interrupts and position your tank in such a way that a tank can't, frontal assault it. However, I'm unsure if you knew this or not, but it will probably get tagged by this tank next turn. We will see. But you come in with tank backup. You say, okay, if you want to hit me from the back, I'm gonna hit you from the back. It's like it's a double agent. What a twist. We got lots of movement in the north here. Double tank, triple tank. Jesus. So no. Oh, I missed this. This is a big buy from Trinimir. So I got to pick your brain about 2 things here. Number 1, what's with the lack of artillery? And number 2, why have you not teched up? Where's the medium tank?
I just rather the smaller tanks. They're more effective, even more effective than a Neo tank when you have so few of them.
Okay.
And as for artillery, I just was worried at I was obsessively tracking the movements and all such, and his movements coincided with like some awful tank spam, and I just wanted to have more of these little tanks than him as soon as possible. The artillery won't really be as much help.
So do you think this is a good buy for Trinimir? You think he can get a lot of you can get a lot out of this?
Oh, you can always get good value for your tech ups if you have a certain objective in mind, but I don't really quite know why he teched up here. There's no. I would not have teched up.
Okay. Usually when I tech up, I'm either thinking 1, I'm scared my opponent teched up, or 2, I want to push. I want to drive, right? I want to make my opponent make something. You think so? But you're saying you're not 100% sure what his mindset was. Trinimir, you'll have to comment. Yeah, right.
I think I know why now.
Okay.
I think he may have predicted me to defend my city that is being captured instead of the neutral one, and he wanted a big battle to go on this disconnected south side of mine.
Yeah.
And a Neo tank would definitely put all that immediate pressure when it gets there.
Yeah. So you're saying, right, like, I think a lot of people would have said, no, like, this is my income. I don't want to lose my income. But looking at this, I think I agree with you, and I think you agree that the play was 100% to push on to the neutral city. Would you agree?
Yes. Definitely in hindsight, even more.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
There's 4 tanks, and they would have crushed my tank if it just went south,
It stings. It stings to see your properties go. Okay, we push out. We go to Trinimir with Weather Trinimir. So now he's actually probably going to gangbang this infantry with a tank and this infantry, and then take a shot at your tank. So there's a tank engagement, there's an infantry engagement, and yeah, your tank is definitely going to get hit. But oh man, he could get. I mean, you have 3 tanks in the area to respond to his tanks. So he could actually double up this tank, and then you'd be in kind of a pickle. Okay, see, and now he's all over the place. Now I'm concerned for you. How did he get vision? Okay, okay. And you were right. They did not go in with the tank when the battlecopter was there, but they did pull it into the middle, and you're gonna have to respond to that. And yeah, so he does double up on your tank, and now some would say the situation is sticky. You have a higher power charge, which means you've taken more damage, and he's got a Neo tank rolling out. He goes another recon, and then he'll also build a tank, and now it's your turn. So let's see if you do anything too shocking. So you actually opt to go in here. You pick up 1 shot, 2 shot, red shot, blue shot, and you take up another shot.
Yes.
So, what's going through your head here? Aren't you a little bit scared of this tank engaging on you?
And no, okay. Since that tank is touching my infantry, if I just place 2 infantries next to it, that tank has to attack one of them to unlock itself. And okay. Then the other 2 are just too far to get into the battle right away.
Okay. And then look at this harass you're getting with this battlecopter. This was a huge move. This was a huge move over here. And he's got nothing to do with this. You're going to be just slamming into him. And then, hold on a minute. Do my eyes deceive me? You're going to get this. You're going to get this. That's amazing. You got it. Oh, no, Trind. Oh, he just needed to do a little bit better job. Oh, no. That is going to hurt bigly. That's going to really hurt. Dude, well played. That's amazing. And then look at this. Oh, you block him in. Is this what you were saying earlier about the infantry, right?
Yeah. If you get a choke point, you put 2 units next to one of their units. Mm-hmm. That unit you're touching can no longer get through that choke point if you need 2 units to dislodge something blocking.
Okay. Okay.
And let's pause on this turn for just a bit.
Okay.
So you can see that the tank battle in the middle, both know that it's very important. But if you look at his pile of tanks to the left, the one that I've forced out with the 3 recons, they can't do anything other than kill an infantry here because they're too far from even attacking my tank, defending the comm tower that's supposed to be his, or really even killing off the recon or participating in the right side tank battle. If you look at those 3 tanks, they are depressed. They are totally sad.
Yeah. Not only are they depressed, I mean, they can't interrupt this. You're gonna get a freaking double comm tower lead on Trinomir, and he's got no response to this battlecopter. This, man, are you guys taking notes on this recon gameplay? Because that was ridiculously unexpected when I played against you, and I'm sure Trinomir's kind of feeling the same heat. Wait, what happened?
It's not a draw. He timed out.
He timed out?
He timed out.
Oh no! Well, then that means that's it. I gotta. How do we deal with this? This is so anticlimactic. Do you think he just let it go? You think he gave up?
I can't even get in contact with him. He's been radio silenced. I couldn't message him since the previous match, and he's been inactive in this one, taking long times to do his turn. Yeah. So I don't know if it's inactivity or some mix between inactivity and a surrender. He definitely made a mistake with the tank movements in the previous turn at the northwest.
Okay.
But I do think I have an advantage here because just look at the income, the comm towers, the charge, the units. There's just a slight advantage in every single metric.
Okay. Okay, so wow. Does the first ever Connor Everything tournament end in controversy? I'm put on the spot right now, and I'd like to hear discussion about this in the comments. But there's not really much to do. Rules are rules. Trinomir has timed out. He was definitely put in a losing position right here. You have a big troop advantage over him, which that's always subject to change. But right now, it 100% looks like you are winning. So, I think I just have to say that you can't hear the music playing right now, but Ekahard, as it stands right now, you are the first ever champion of Connor Everything Tournaments. You're the champion of the Infantry Cup. Everybody give it up. Everybody give it up in the chat. Abby, give it up. She's asleep. She's asleep to the left of me. All right, man. How are you feeling? How do you think that you played in this game?
I think I was ready for everything. This is a Drake Mirror. I want a very drawn out battle. Those are my favorite. And I guess Tryndamere kind of went out like a villain. He made me wait for 5 days at a time. And at the end, as soon as he got this slight disadvantage, maybe even more than slight now that I see his exact position of his units, he decided to not even take his turn. I don't know.
He's a good player, I hope, and I have tried to contact him before, and he just hasn't written me back. I surely hope that Tryndamere and his signature neon pink reaches out in the comments section and says that either he gave up on the match or provides an explanation for why he didn't play. I would like to. So my initial, my go-to here is that rules are rules. He timed out. You won. But I want to hear what everybody else in the comments has to say about this match. What do you guys think? Me personally, I think Eckhard has this in the bag right now. There's really nothing that Tryndamere can do this turn. He's going to drive this Neo tank up, and that's going to wreak havoc. That will 100% wreak havoc. But Tryndamere's lining up for a lousy turn right now, and once this neon tank appears, Eckhard, what would you do immediately after you saw this Neo tank? Would you go for bomber, or would you have gone for a Neo tank?
I would have gone for neither. I would have waited for the mass damage to take place.
Okay.
Perhaps tire this Neo tank, make him have to heal it up, retire it for a bit, and perhaps try to bring some artillery to deal with it.
Okay. I try to do that sometimes. What do I do? Sorry, I hope you weren't too quiet there for a second. I might have accidentally quieted you a little bit. Whenever I see teched up units, my mind I start frothing at the mouth and go, I need to get a artillery in place and take a shot at it, because that is huge value damage. But I think some players, like when you watch Deegis, he if he sees a Neo tank, he kind of scrambles to get a Neo tank out. He's like, okay, you see a Neo tank, you have to build one. But you're saying you don't necessarily agree with that. If you saw this Neo tank, you would try to get an artillery in the mix. Is that what you're saying? Ek, speak to me. Laptop battery died. XD. Oh man, this video just keeps getting better and better. All right. Not obviously. Not how. Eckhard, are you back?
Yes.
Yeah, you are. Yes. Oh my god, I'm not editing this. I hate editing. Okay, don't unsubscribe. Right? The other videos are better. Okay. Were you able to hear my question?
No, I was not able to hear the question.
Okay, the question is, when you see Deegis, someone like Deegis, he sees a Neo tank, he immediately scrambles to produce a Neo tank. He sees a Neo tank, he produces one. But you're saying you want to produce if you had seen this Neo tank, you would have tried to throw an artillery in the mix. That would have been your solution.
Yes, until I'm shown otherwise, because I still don't have that much, too much experience as Deegis would have. But until I'm shown otherwise, I'm going to take the smaller units to counter these bigger tech ups whenever possible. Maybe something to do with my choice of COs, the solid ones, which benefit more, but that's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so I'm going to say a couple more things, and then I'm going to let you go, Eckhard, and we're going to end this video, and we're going to give the people what they want. Wow, the Infantry Cup ends in controversy. So what I want everybody in the comments to throw out possible solutions to this. Do we replay the match? The rules are the rules. Eckhard has won. Tryndamere didn't take his turn. But man, it is tough to see this go out. Eckhard, would you be willing to play somebody else for kind of a mock final? Maybe I can do that. Would you play? Yeah, definitely. Okay, if you want to take on Eckhard on this map, and knowing his strats, reach out in the comments and maybe we'll set something up and I'll do another replay because I want to see one of these games go to fruition.
So I would like it to be a participant of the tourney.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I got something for you. Is there anybody that you want to call out? Is there anybody that you have wanted to face?
I played a couple already, but let's see. I've not faced. Actually, I faced many of the people. Anyone that's like over 1100 in fog specifically, I welcome the challenge. And especially if they were participants. If they're not participants, I don't know if that really qualifies as being part of the Infantry Cup.
Okay. Well, that's all I got. Eckhard, everybody. The winner of the Infantry Cup. It's been a long time coming. Man, it's been like 5 months or something. From 64 down to 1. Congratulations. You have anything else to say?
Yes, and I think honestly, Trendamir was busy. I did get to speak with him not speak, but message with him a couple weeks. No, not a couple weeks, like a month ago. And he would tell me stuff such as him being also from Peru and being in the East Coast, and that now that he knows I'm also in that same kind of boat on those two accounts, that he doesn't feel so bad if he ends up losing the finals anymore.
All right, so not only do we have our first champion, we have our first country representing Peru is Eckhard, who has pulled off a win in the Infantry Cup.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say with that is that I think he's a good guy, actually. So don't. It's all just when I say.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's always been fun throughout the tournament, pretending like he's this big bad guy when he's very clearly not. He's very clearly just a soft-spoken guy. That's obviously very nice, but. He was just the highest ranked person that signed up for the tournament, so we had to make a villain out of him, but that just wasn't the case. He's a good guy and he's a fierce competitor. A few mistakes perhaps led to his downfall this match, but other than that, he's got a lot of fans in the comments. He's famous now, and so are you. You're a good player. You're a force to be reckoned with. People should be very afraid if they see you on the ladder.
Thanks for all the praise.
Yeah, no problem. Well, thanks for participating, man. I think that's it. I think we're signing off. So from me and Eckhard, that's your cue.
Yes. So I'm signing off as well. Thank you for the tournament. It was great, Connor. You're the best, in my opinion, Advanced Wars YouTuber for these commentaries and everything. It's kind of high,
Sure. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it. I like doing them. I've been so busy with work, but work is shutting down soon. So channel making a comeback. I just started playing again. I have some replays that I want to share. So stay tuned, everybody. Okay, from Connor Everything and Eckhard, this has been the Infantry Cup. Signing off, guys. Thanks.